Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're finally doing the aspects. I know I've been kind of slow on the videos because I've been doing extensive research on Venus in astrology, specifically cars. Now, what's the correlation between Venus and cars? Well, Venus defines pleasures and luxury, and having a car in astrology is definitely a luxury. I mean, for sure, in society today, we need a car to go from point A to point B, because of our job or X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, having a car is still a luxury. Okay. So what's the correlation here? So uh, looking at your Venus at specific degrees and its signs, if you own that specific kind of car, which is defined by that Venus, okay, wherever Venus is aspecting or sitting in, will activate those areas of life, which can mean, job growth, occupation, having that new job, promotions, partnerships, having that marriage material partner come in your life, those kinds of things. But this only works if if you own that car, which is defined by that Venus. Now, before you go out and buy a car, uh, make sure that not only it's that specific kind of car, but also that wherever Venus is sitting in, okay, is in good dignity. If Venus is being, aspected in harsh positions or not sitting in a well placed house, then the effect would not be what you want. Okay, so just be careful there. But anyway, yeah. So a lot of interesting things that I've been doing on the side, sort of researching and making those connections, reading a lot of charts to see the results that comes in. But anyway, let's go back to relationships. Let's go back to the sun to sun connections here. So whenever I talk about the sun, it always reminds me of when I was in middle school, when we first sort of understood what astrology was, or maybe you understood astrology way younger than me. When they were asking you, hey, what's your astrology? Are you a Pisces? Are you a Virgo? Are you a Cancer? I'm like, what the heck is that? So, and then they tell you, okay, if you're born on, this date, then you're X, Y, and Z. I'm like, oh, then I'm a Pisces. And they're like, oh, you're a Pisces too? Yes. High five. Great. But what does that actually mean? What is the sun sign? What is it? So the sun defines our core, our inner personality, our ego. Okay, it is our identity, also our sort of creative ability because the sun rules the fifth house in the sign of Leo. This is the masculine energy. So here with sun conjunct sun, where the sun is, you guys pretty much have the same ego at this point. So if I'm a Pisces and I meet another Pisces, we have the same ego, we have the same expression. Okay, we see things similarly, and our energy levels are very much similar and alike. uh, you know when we're sort of together, we sort of reaffirm each other's ego in that way. Now the downside to having sun to sun in conjunction is that uh, the weaknesses are sort of heightened up because you guys have the same weaknesses as well. Now, this can cause issues, of course, but the way to get around this is if both individuals accept who they are, then the relationship becomes more beneficial. Okay, because you guys are sort of elevating at the higher octave. Okay, so this is good for friendships and definitely good for romantic relationships here. So with the sun in sextile, meaning that uh, it's in 60 degrees apart, which means usually if you're a fire signs, that means you're hitting the complement element here, which is the air. Okay, for me, I'm a Pisces, so I'm hitting the earth sign. So uh, sextile means for me as a Pisces, That'd be Tauruses and Capricorns. Okay, and the sextile energy is very easy. It's just very comfortable. You guys, will feel very much at ease with one another. The egos are just chill. It's just very chilling. You're comfortable. You're naturally just in tune with each other's vibe. It's just simple. Okay. Uh, Now with the trine is when uh, when we're sort of looking at the same element. So for me as a Pisces, that's hitting the Cancers, that's hitting the Scorpios. Okay, here having the same modality, it's a very high energy sort of aspect. It's not as chill as the sextile, but it's still rewarding because this high energy represents that because we're the same element, we're on the same page, but the modality is different, meaning that we have different skill sets. So when we are together, we actually would make a good team because we compensate each other's sort of skills in that way, and therefore we can sort of work together and achieve a common goal. So for me, I could learn a lot from the Cancer signs and the Scorpio signs. So in that nature. So it's very important to understand that when you have a lot of trines, sort of optimize on that energy and sort of get things done too. Okay. Now, if you have the Sun square Sun, that means that the egos are at a hard aspect, meaning that in sort of modality terms, uh, it's pretty much a different element with the same modality as you. So I'm a Pisces. The square for me is a Gemini, okay, and the Sagittarius, because we're all mutable. We're all mutable. Mutable meaning that it's a lot of movement. I know I haven't covered modality yet. I know I've touched upon it a little bit in my Instagram, sort of teaching the basics there. So the squares bring upon the same modality, meaning that you sort of respond similarly in the same situation. While we sort of respond similarly, our approach to address that situation would be different. The direction is different because the signs represent a different temperament. Okay, because the approach is different, the direction is different, then it causes that conflict uh, with the 90 degrees hard aspect square. Okay. Uh, so yeah, the squares always create some sort of attraction, but there will be friction. The positive thing that I usually say with the square is that uh, it identifies issues uh, due to conflict, and because it identifies issues, then you guys can tackle the issues together. You guys will need to compromise and work together to tackle these issues, which is a good thing because not only you get to understand your partner better, but yourself better as well due to these sort of conflicts. Now for the Sun to Sun opposition, so this just that sort of opposites attract kind of thing. Okay, so for me, I'm a Pisces, so Virgos are my opposites, so I can learn a lot about Virgos and their Earth energy here. Okay, and that said, uh, you know, when you're young, the oppositions will really sort of annoy you. Most likely annoy you because when we're young, we're just too immature to sort of understand your opposite. So, but when you sort of mature usually after 25 years old, when we start to mature and understand the world better, we get to appreciate our opposite sign, what they can bring to the table, without seeing them as limiting our own ego. Because when we're young, there's definitely going to be like ego conflicts with the opposition, and you just naturally the opposites, which is 180 degrees apart. Well, there's a natural affinity with them. Okay, there's something that you can always learn from them, and the things that they do naturally, you sort of compensate for your weaknesses as well. So here, as a Pisces, my opposition is Virgo, like I said earlier. So there's a natural affinity with me and Virgo suns. But the thing is, like, I attract Virgos anyway because I'm a Virgo ascendant. So that's that. So, once you start learning more about astrology, you can make more of those connections. And last but not least, when we're sort of looking at these aspects, right, we shouldn't judge a whole relationship based on one aspect. Like me saying, oh, I'm a Pisces, so, I'll never date a Gemini sun. This is not true. This is not a rule because we know that there are other factors in compatibility that come into play. So, more synastry aspects, the house overlays, understanding their ascendant, the composite, so on and so forth. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time with the sun to moon connections here. Okay. Bye.